Tes. Achsa umodato, those two words. Achasa umodato, excuse me. Glilin da b'da b'yud k. And those two letters. So number Aleph says Achsa Abba v'Ima Modata is Yishol Savatavuna. So we heard that already. So he said number base Biurim no Safim ba'Achsa B'Mata. Then we have some more Biurim here. Glilin da b'da b'yud k. And they're incorporated one with the other in these two letters. Katrin Rechimim the Mishabkan, like two lovers, or I guess Mishabkan, they hug. So let's see what it says. It says, Achasach Ava V'Ima Badata Yisrael Savatavuna. Rei B'Birach B'Shulav Sheniz Bar Al Pich B'Farshim the Achasach of Badata Heim Ava V'Ima. They represent Ava V'Ima. Kamosha Ne'emar Emar L'Chochma Achos Ot. So say to Chochma, you are Achosi At. That's a pasuk in Mishlei. Now, Achosi At means like your sister, or servant to husband. Achosi At, you're like a sister to me. So, what does it mean? Umoda Bida, and then this concept of moda that goes with Bida, Bina Tikra. So here we're bringing over here as Divir Or Yakar the Ramak, is what the Ramak says, Shachatam Shenikram Achsar Umadata. Ki Zelhu Kalmaloshan Achva, which is brotherhood, Vukurba, and I guess means intimacy or something like that. Balahoras, the Abba Ve'ima Kalulim Del Bizarre, to come to let you see that they're incorporated one with the other. Talmud always. Bebechinis Achva, this brotherhood Vukurva. Below Shum period cloud, and there's no real separation. I'm Sham. It's a quote. So why would you call a man Achsa, which sounds like sister? Velu Ima Nikras Moda, and Ela is called Moda, which is what? Making yourself known, or known, or something like that. I said intimacy, a little more like kurva. He mitzan achvach the kurva, because of this brotherhood or something like that, or this kurva. Hoye efshar lomer gam lehefach. You could say exactly, use those words. You could say the opposite. So instead of saying the Abba is achsa, he said the hefach, the Abba yihye nikra moida. I would think that was good too, because he's it's like an energy moida. So it should be called the sister, like that. The truth is, to look at it sounds better. So he said, Loda is really Lashon Zachar. Shaykh Tefei Ba'aba. It really goes better with Abba. Lashon Anok. Shaykh Tefei Be'ima. So he says, now he goes and he says, Reb or Yakar, look at the or Yakar. Shehotzi the Vayr Bizet, so he goes on, he wants to explain a little more of that, the Vidarko, Vizel Dashono. So here we go, over here, you call Chochma by this word Achos. Why? He says, a mifnei shacha Chochma v'chababina heim nat salim b'chatzilus Achos. Betochios Kasser. So let's see what it says. Within the Kasser, let me say V'chababina im B'nei Chochma and Bina, they are all, I guess, are created B'atzilus Achas B'atzilus Achas. So Achasa, he wants to say is Lashon oneness, I think, Besochios Kasser, in the internal aspect of Kasser, somehow there. So Kasser is Eric Anpen. She'ein sham sod hiyos zachar mitzatza la'atzma, because in that stage you don't have anything that is called hiyos zachar mitzatza la'atzma. In other words, it develops out by itself. V'hanekevach b'bina la'atzma, which is bina, she would develop by herself. Elakulim ba'achos achas, ba'achva achas. So I'm thinking that achva goes along with the word achva, achas. Mispashtim shteichim ka'acha. So they both go together. They develop out from this keser. Kamosh shtei banos, like two sisters, two daughters. One is not more male than the other, or the other more female. Bonus achios, they are daughters, sisters, nekevos, female, mushpal mitzios shorsham, which are flow out from their root. From the mitzios, I guess the reality of their root. I'm not sure whether mitzios is in there, but it said mushpal meshorsham, mitzios shorsham. So he says, when you're saying like this, so when you're saying like this, omrinam achos, and you're stretching that to chochma, machayev, sheyesh gam achos bina, there's also this concept of achos which goes with bina, amdach bina shenikros moida, haida bechina shenis. Now this is already a different bechina, the one that's called moida. Shehu ka'omra miyudoi, one who is known to me, or intimate with me. That's why I use the word intimate. Sounds a little bit more close. Shenisrakom v'nisvado, but here it means to say that they're separated. V'nisvado, and they become known. I think maybe that's what this means. In other words, are recognizable. D'haino acher hispashtus habina al metzias atzilus, after bina spreads out from atzilus. His pashtuza he moda, who moda l'chochma, becomes a moda l'chochma. What is the one that is known to chochma? After bina spreads out, and the bina is the second letter hey. That now they know each other, they're related to each other, they're together in some way. Chochma yikanis as alabina, that chochma goes into bina. Kederv Shabina Niknas Besocha Chochma, the same way that Bina goes into Chochma. Behind us, so Achios, so that concept of sisters again. Achios Bechochma Umudos Bebina. Behind the Besod Yud and K, so he said, I said Yud K Bechochma, K Yud Bebina. So he said the Yud goes into the K, that's Chochma, and when the Hey goes into the Yud, that's Bina. I guess when the Yud is dominant. So he says, or the Hey is dominant. Behind the Ach, and these are two separate entities, Ad Khan. It's a little vague still. The Rebbe Ha'aras Khan, so there's a Hara on this, which, let's see, we have a little time, we'll look at some of it. The Kol Zer Yizboyer Gan, the Indian Abba Ve'ima Eloyin, you could say the same thing, it's really incorporating them, V'Yisrael Savat Tavuna, Ayin Sham, and all of that is incorporated. Let me see. Okay, let me get down lower, and look at the next number, the number Bet. So Bet says like this, and let's see, I gotta get close to this to be able to see it, right? He says it in Abu Sharm. Now we've had a little bit of quote from Abu Sharm in yesterday's shir. Shabir Sham ki Oz Yud Av Shakolalas base partsufim, also that it happens within it two partsufim, Ava Ve'ima Eloin, which are called Ava Ve'ima Eloin, Hine Im calls out. In a nicker barba bechinas ima, you can't see the ima part. That's in Abba. Ki b'shem kavaya, so the yud ke vav ke, yesh adayim rak os achas. It's just the yud. It's by itself. Even though that we show, I guess he means to say in the milui, that there's a vav dalad, which is something else you could make into a hey. Nonetheless, it's still just a yud. It's an independent yud. Hey, but when you come to the letter Hey, which is the second letter, Shehusod base partsufim, it's the secret of two two different parts. Sufim Yisrael Saba Utavuna. Gavar Nicker Khan Bechinas Ima. So now you see that there is an aspect which we could call Ima. And so we say that in the Abba Ve'ima are part of that little uketz that we said is in the right upper right corner of the hay. Amnam sof yesh b'shem kavaya base osios, but nonetheless there are two letters here, yud and k. Nifradas, they're separate letters. Shehem os yud and the os k. V'zechah b'mora al dalker v'nuk and nifradim, and this is to tell you at this stage, male and female are recognizably separate. Ray, he looks over the Bible Sharm, he says, Vizel Deshona, you're going to quote it here. V'oz yasu Yisrael Sabat Tavuna, Acher Pishut Hazroos. Now, this is a phrase that I am not familiar with, and this seems to be an important phrase, where he says Pishut Hazroos. So this is referring to Eric Anpin and the development of Abba Be'ima Eloyin. That's why I understand it is called the spread into the shoulders, into the arms, around the upper body of Eric Anpin. That's what I think he means. So if Acher Pishut Hazroos, after the spreading of the shoulders or the arms, let me see, when is it? Min ha'chaza l'lamata k'noided, and where do they spread? They spread now from the chest, going downwards. Ve'el zechu she'amar be'idrizuta, b'hazino, so etc. He says, l'baser ishtatku the chochma abba v'bina ima. Afterwards, you find in the chochma is abba v'ima, abba ubina. Chochma is Abba and Bina is Ima. Pirush. So I'm just having a little trouble seeing it clearly with the glasses the way that it is. I'm trying to work it out. First you had the letter Yud. And that was before you had this concept of Hispashtus Azroos, before the arms developed. They were completely and totally hidden, one on the side of the other. You couldn't see that there were actually two osios nifrados, there were two separate letters altogether. It's really just aspects of the yud. But then the development of the covering over the arms of Eric Anpin, that's where I can understand it. Yisrael Saba Utavuna, which is two different elements altogether. Besod Os Hey, which is the secret of the letter Hey, the Shema Kadisha of the holy name. He says Oz. So in other words, now you have something completely different. Oz the Vasa Yishtatku the Nigla Bechinas Abba Ve'ima, and so now once you have this pashtus down through the arms, is what he's saying. He says now you have a revelation, revelation. I guess you could say it's revealed. Bechinas Abba Ve'ima, that is an Abba and an Ima. Ki Atach B'yesh Beis Osius Yud, like we said, and that's K. Shehem Abba Ve'ima. V'techila B'os Yud. Lo Chaisach Nekeres Bechinas Imas, but originally with the letter Yud you couldn't see. The aspect of Ima was not visible. He said, and then after that you find out that there are two of them there. Abba Chad ve'Ima Chad Ad Kan. So let me see what we could do with the next. We have a few more minutes. We have 4 minutes, right? Maybe we could do one paragraph here. So he says, now let's get into that. V'tamadavar nizbar b'mabashar mechab the eoli sarabasham. Ava v'imir elam shehem nechlalim legamri b'sod zivug tadiri. So we understand that zivug tadiri is taking place in Ava v'imir eloin. The Ben Yisrael Sabat Tavuna, there's a difference there. The afal gav shnechlalim b'chubarim yachad amid. Even though they're always together, im kol zechab ein b'hem zivug tadiri, but they don't have a continuous yichud. Now, Okay, so that it takes a little bit more understanding on my part, or for me to understand is uh, uh, exactly the implications of what it means to it be in yichud or not. So Abba v'Ima Eloi, and so he's going to explain. Okay, so I'm thinking through it, and I guess it's understandable. Let's see what he says. Rebbe Maver Sharm, he's a v'zivuk di Yisrael Saba v'tavuna ain't a tadir. Doesn't happen all the time. So I'm thinking, what are the times when it does happen? So therefore it's considered, so since they're not always in a complete oneness where you can't see which is which, now you have already the development of a more, I'm saying thinking a more physical aspect, which is Yisrael Saba Tavuna. They become a letter by themselves. Yisrael Saba, also Yisrael Saba, Choya Tafel Alecho, he was like subservient to her, or inside of her. And it's also clothed. That was not to say that there. He wants to say the difference is that one is clothed in Yisrael Saba Tavuna. Yisrael Saba is clothed inside of Ima. That's the Hebrew that he's talking about, the hugging. But in the other case, you have such oneness that you can't tell which one is which. So he said there's no separation. So here there is a separation. Talmid Hatavuna Kadesh Yakanso Ragle Shnechem Tochen Secha Ganaida, so that they both should be able to go into Zah. Nimsa Ki Az Ada Besod Zivug. So at that time, this is not the secret. This is not Zivug. Raki Mislavish is his Slavshus. V'nichlal Tocha Tavuna, and therefore Yisrael Saba is a part, or is incorporated in Tavuna, but only in a hidden way, because it's not defined as a yichud. This is the concept of that yud, which is in that oketz kanaida. So we talked about that. Adkan v'rei b'zechem od b'ha'aras the biurim b'shulavim. Okay, etc., etc. That's it. That's it.